Hi guys, it's Thomas here from COTBase.com. Welcome to a weekly COT review. Today we're going to be analyzing the 45th Commitments of Traders Report of 2024. And as we always do, we shall start off by looking at the largest changes in commercials net positions. But before we jump to the review, two reminders for you. If you're new to COT Analysis, here at COTBase.com, you'll find a lot of educational material, not only in written format, but some very useful videos are there as well. And the second reminder is that we are in November and we have a Black November deal throughout the month. If you want to get some amazing deals, then please check that out. Back to the review, and once again, we're analyzing the classic COT report type and futures and options data combined. On that list, if we order markets based off of the largest change in commercials net positions, then we get this result. We've got the crude oil, the Brent crude oil on top of our list with a 27% change. Now, the number itself really doesn't mean much, so we need to open the charts and see what that means. So, of course, commercials are represented with this red line over here. It shows their net positions changing week over week. And the reason we have this larger number is because the change size itself is measured compared to the range in between where the net positions are changing. So what do I mean by that? The most largest net long position in the past 52 weeks for commercials was 36,000 contracts net long. And the least amount of net long position, they never went net short, is 9,400 contracts roughly. So that's the range in between where their net positions is moving. So the range itself is small. That's why a change from, as you can see, 34,554 down to 27, what is that, 286? That's a 27% change. It is a bearish change signal. We saw Friday a bit of a decline. I would not consider this to be such a huge signal. It is larger than average, for sure, but nothing extraordinary that I would act upon. Now, if we move to the 5 years chart, you can see that we don't really have an extreme either. So one might say, okay, so what can I do with crude oil? The COT report is not very clear on the direction. I'm going to open crude oil. This is the WTI, the light crude oil, the more traded contract, and I'll show you the iCOT Intraday Indicator with AfterSignal. This is our own unique indicator. We tried our very best to bring COT analysis into the shorter time frame. Intraday traders can benefit from this indicator, and combining the two can really be a game changer. So these score lines, or we can look at it as commercials and large speculators, really do very, very well in understanding where the extremes are, because at the end of the day, COT extreme analysis is really the power in the COT reports. Change, yes, it's important to know week to week changes in traders' net positions. I personally do not find that analysis that big of a help, especially if you're a medium to longer term trader, and those signals aren't necessarily that reliable either. But if you combine a COT analysis with iCOT Intraday Indicator, then you get a whole different setup. So this is crude oil. This is a 1 hour candlestick chart. So it's not, these are not weekly movements. This is actually an indicator you can use on shorter time frames. So this is the 1 hour. You can see we have this stripe signal. Stripe signals, these vertical green and red lines appear on the chart when we have both commercials and large speculators at an extreme. We define that extreme, but this is a default settings for the limits at which we get these signals. And you can see just around this top, we get these red lines indicating that this upwards movement may have ended. So I think it's a very unique tool. You can, of course, go down. I'll show you a 5-minute chart real quick. This is the 5 minute. So it is really a useful tool. You can take it down to the 1 minute time frames, 15 seconds. Not that I'm suggesting to do that, but you can definitely tweak it and find if it really works for you. This indicator works not only on classic markets, ones that we have COT reports on, But you can actually use it on stocks. You can use it on all sorts of currency pairs, on cryptocurrencies if you wish. So it's really a unique tool. Everybody should give a try. And as I said, throughout November, we have amazing deals. By the way, if you like this video, please hit the like button. And if you have not yet subscribed, consider subscribing to my YouTube channel so you get notified whenever we have a new review or a new educational video. It's, I think, very useful to be a subscriber. Thank you very much. So back to crude oil and actually moving on to rough rice, where we have the same exact percentage-wise, 27% change. However, if you open up the chart here, the 27% here means more. You can see that the range is greater in rough rice commercials net positions. It's greater than we had in crude oil. And this 27% is really there. I'd say top three. It's a bullish COT change signal. Rough rice has been coming down. And this bullish change signal suggests that we could see a bit of a rise early next week. Now, moving to a 5-year chart, we have a chance to examine stress levels in the market. And if you compare this recent reading to the entire 5 years, you can see that commercials, whenever they reached such an extreme, that was a very good bullish signal in the market. So I think rough rice is one of those markets where COT Extreme Analysis works very, very well. So this simply suggests that we should be prepared for rough rice reaching higher price levels in the next couple of weeks and the month ahead of us. Moving on to oats. Here we have a 23% change in commercials net positions. This time it's a bearish COT change signal. However, we have witnessed declining oat prices in the past few days, so the signal may just be a little bit late for us to act upon. Moving to a 5-year chart, you can see that with this change in traders net positions, we're getting closer to bearish COT extreme levels. However, caution is advised because we do see space left for traders in the oats market to reach even greater extremes. Moving on to large speculators COT extreme analysis, we have still lean hogs on the top of our list. It was the case last week. So lean hogs all-time COT extreme is just getting bigger and bigger. It is suggesting weakness coming in lean hogs in the next couple of weeks and a month ahead of us. The only thing that's could be a bit confusing is that we had a significant bearish extreme back in April of this year. That was a very successful signal, and the market came down. We had a relative bullish extreme, but nothing like, it wasn't all-time or anything. It could not push the market higher. The market continued its course down, and now we're at a bearish extreme once again. So farmers, those who are in the lean hogs business, are selling into this this market as we're speaking. And that just simply suggests we may see the prices coming down, further down. We shall see what happens there. Moving on to, we talked about oats, so soybean oil is our next market with 100 report extreme in the large speculators net positions. This, of course, is a bearish COT extreme, but as you may see on this 5-year chart going back in time, the extreme could become wider. Now, actually, if we're already here, let me just show you something interesting. It can happen, and this is rare, but does happen. This is throughout 2020, that we have a bearish COT extreme. However, the market just goes higher and higher. This is called the commercial capitulation, when commercials are forced to close their short positions, and that just drives the market higher. It can happen. It has happened many times in the past. There's a great example on cotton in our on COT page if you want to read about it. So we'll see what happens. But this time it's just a relative extreme, suggesting we may see a turnaround in prices in the next couple of weeks. And last but not least, let's talk about corn. Corn, here we have only a 65 report extreme, and as one would expect, that's not an extreme we really need to talk about. But sometimes we don't have that many COT extreme signals. Of course, we can go over and look at large speculators. We can add other markets in these free weekly reviews. I do not show all the market categories. stock indexes, interest rates, and cryptocurrencies are not there. There's a lot to do here at COTBase. If you like the COT report and the value in this remarkable data, I don't think you would find anything better than the tools that we offer, as you can really go dig deep into the data. You get historical data, entire history. Here we have the maximum data on corn. This is the futures and options data combined. You can see it dates back to 1995. If we only look at futures, we take out the options, then this may actually go back even further, back to 1986. So really, we offer you the entire spectrum of tools to analyze the COT data. But if you're interested in more shorter term trading, then the iCOT Intraday Indicator is for you. Once again, don't forget Black November deals, amazing deals on our most popular memberships. If you have any questions, feel free to comment underneath the video or send us an email to info@cotbase.com. Thank you for your attention. Have a wonderful weekend. See you next time.